So I have some decimal squares here, and there's so much that you can do with decimal squares, but using them to visualize and compare fractions can be very helpful. So for example, I'm going to look at this decimal. I'm going to look at 2/10, which can be written as 2/10, or 0 wholes and 2/10. And I'm going to think of another decimal that is pretty close to 2/10. That's 3/10. Three-tenths, or if I'm writing it as a decimal, 0 wholes and 3/10. So if I was asked to think about a number that came in between 2/10 and 3/10, I can always visualize that number by looking at the next smaller decimal square. So by that I mean these squares have been cut into 10 equal parts. We're looking at tenths. But one of the sheets that I've sent you has been cut into 100 equal parts, or hundredths. And if I think about trying to shade something that is in between my previous picture, so more than 2 columns but less than 3 columns, that's going to be a number that's in between 2/10 and 3/10. So if I go to my hundredths, I could choose this number. And when I look at it, I can see that it's more than 2 columns, but I've not quite shaded in a 3rd column. It's in between my 2 pictured here. If I count up all my little pieces, I've shaded 22 out of 100, or 22 hundredths, or 0 wholes and 22 hundredths. There are obviously other things I could have shaded. I mean, there's lots more options. 2 columns, and I could shade even all the way up to here. That's still a number that's in between. I mean, it's more than 2 columns, but it's less than 3 columns. It would be in between 2/10 and 3/10. If I count up all my individual pieces, I've got 29, or 29 hundredths. Or if I write it like a decimal, that's 0 wholes and 29 hundredths. There's so much I could say about decimal squares, Alina, excuse me, but I think that, you know, as you start playing with them and as you watch my videos on iReady, if you have questions, just give me a call. All right, thank you. Bye.